Hey everybody, this is the Red Tractor Trader. I'm coming to you from a different place today. Generally when I talk to you guys, I'm either outside or in the shop or something like that, but we're going to look at another side of my business today. I've mentioned a couple times I buy and sell farm toys, signs, and memorabilia, and really haven't talked or shown any of it on YouTube. And really this is what kind of got me started in business. It'd been in 2017 or 2018 I started buying and selling toys and memorabilia online. Started kind of through eBay, and then my wife kind of started me a website here a couple years ago, and a lot of it was just through Instagram and Facebook and kind of word of mouth and other social media. And that's probably how a lot of you guys found me over the last few years. But been doing a lot more on my website. It's a lot more manageable on my website to do it that way. But we'll talk about some stuff here that I have for sale, and then there are things here that that I'm going to show that aren't for sale that are kind of my personal collection of things. And I have much more of my own personal collection in my garage, but some stuff is migrated here just because it's, easy to contain here, I guess. So, yeah, with that, if you see something you like, my website is territorialtrading.com. So that's where you will find most everything that's here for sale if it is still available. My inventory is changing daily, honestly. So no guarantees day to day what's there and what's not. There's things sitting in here that are sold as well to friends locally or whatever that I haven't got delivered as well. And there's a couple of things sitting here in a box that sold the last couple of days through people that found me through YouTube. So big thanks to them. And from there, we will show what I got, I guess. So really, truthfully, this is nothing special. This is a bunch of shelves I bought at Menards and moved into a spare bedroom in our house that we don't really use because we don't really need another bedroom. But yeah, we can kind of start around and show off what's for sale. Top shelves, my stuff, we'll come back to and show that in a minute. And then those two shelves there are items are mine as well. Yeah, we can kind of start here. This is mostly just IH boxed toys. I generally focus on toys made before the year 2000 and generally 1/16 scale. So 2000 and older and 1/16 scale, kind of specialize in vintage toys. This is all, your common 66 series stuff you run into a lot. There's a few 88 series in here, it looks like. I got a Combine up there. These Foxfire Farms toys, there you go, I got a flashlight on my phone. The Foxfire Farms toys, they kind of show up cheap sometimes. I end up with them. $12.56 there. Down a shelf, it's kind of a mix of brands here, I believe. John Deere 9600, there's some Ford stuff there. I think there's an Alice Chalmers disc, New Holland baler, Magnum tractor, little Ford, little white there. There's a white 9700 axial combine. What are you? 4-bottom plow, just a basic plow. These few boxes here are actually full of my cousin's 1/64 scale toys she has me selling for her. So if that's what you're interested in, there you go. Got, it's like a Ford 8830 there. Some Oliver stuff here, Minneapolis Moline, little product miniatures, TD24 crawler. That's an older plastic toy. Some Massey Ferguson stuff. John Deere 4-wheel drive. More packing material. I always need more packing material. Kind of a rough 1456 there with some water damage. A couple white 4-wheel drives made by Scale Models here. I think they're both they're both 210s. Just one silver stripe, one red stripe. I think that one is one of mine my daughter's been playing with. That's pretty normal. You got to keep her amused. But yeah, there's, I got a lot of inventory. It comes and goes. I usually have more inventory in the winter months just because that's when I'm doing more business. Now, top shelf there is my personal stuff again. That's the sold shelf there. And then we get down into where I have a lot of 1/16 NIB or out of box toys that are older. Got a lot of case stuff there, 1370s, 1270s, big rubber, small rubber. There's an old original Black Knight toy back in there, one of my more expensive toys on my website. I think that's a 1070 there. Just Spirit of 76 and a 2590. John Deere stuff don't keep a lot in inventory just because it comes and goes so fast. But that toy back there is actually a RC or a pulling tractor. It's got a model plane motor in it, so that's kind of cool. A couple more Case 30 series there, which hopefully we get to mess with a full-size Case 30 series here soon. Got one of those I might be messing with. Precision 70 and then a 70 with a loader on it, looks like. Come down the shelf, and there's a lot of Case 94 series. Those kind of just pile up in inventory every now and then. Little Minneapolis Moline there. There's a 786 back there that's a custom 560 with a cab, little 660. Oh, 656s. There's a 1256, one of my favorite toys, 1256 with a cab back in there, and then a bunch of 88 series of all different models and shapes. Coming down, kind of your whites and Massies, 1100s, 1130s, 1150s. I think there's a 175 back in there. Couple combines there, Massey 860, International 915. Then you kind of get your Olivers, Alice, and other old Massey. And then the bottom shelf's just kind of like the miscellaneous, common, narrow front stuff that, you know, you run into pretty frequently. Just as a reminder, guys, all my stuff on my website is free shipping. Whatever price you see includes the shipping costs, I guess is the nicest way to put that. That Dr. Pepper clock there is up on the website for sale as well, along with this one from Mankato is not, but that John Deere with the drill there is on the website for sale. Then actually these shelves here today is all stuff I put on just today. Bunch of oil cans and stuff, International, John Deere, Co-op, some parts containers, some manuals, stuff like that. That Ferguson system sign there went up on the website today. And then I think most of the back row there of toys is up on territorialtrading.com per purchase, 5020. 3294 Case Black Knight, some more common stuff. Those two guys there aren't for sale. Those are two of my little customs. And then, yeah, I think that kind of caps off everything. Well, I guess these shelves here, those two guys, the Versatile and the Ford Versatile, are up on the website. The Oliver is not. That's one of my personal toys. Got a Massey 850 back there and a bunch of Internationals of various states. You got some more mixed stuff and brands there, and then yeah, a few Masseys and a couple hard to find new in box cases there, I think. Good old hard to find 94 series stuff. But yeah, I think that's everything that's kind of for sale on the website. So from here, guys, I'm going to show you kind of my personal collection of stuff, of toys. Now, this isn't anywhere near all of it. A lot of the good stuff's actually displayed elsewhere in my general daily line of sight, just because I like to see my collection of stuff. But we're going to show you what's here. None of it really is for sale. It's just kind of me showing you what I collect personally. And yeah, I'm always kind of looking for more, too. Now, if you know me for a while, you know I'm big into signs, so there's quite a few signs in here, too, that are my personal stuff that aren't for sale. That one's a good one from Lindsberg Equipment, Lindsberg, Kansas. That's kind of got some family ties for me. Like Therms, too. Those are some couple good ones there. That International's out of Texas, and I always wanted one of these big ones from a Massey Ferguson one, and a friend out of Wisconsin had one, so I bought it off of him. And then there's the old Kansas, the Great State license plate. And then there's a lot of signs kind of hidden back behind. I think that McCormick Deering Farm Machines is from Hanover, Kansas. That's a Keen Cutter sign, but it's an and keen cutter dealer out of Shelby, Missouri, I think. And then there's some stuff back in there. There's a sign there from Norcator, Kansas, which is kind of close by. This is a cool sign here too from Mankato, Kansas, which isn't all that far away from me. These are all sold. Those will be going in packages this evening to go out. This is a really cool one. Buddy and I found this one in Jewel, Kansas. We were there for an auction. It was not on the auction. We bought it elsewhere, but I have never seen another International Irrigation Engines sign. I paid well for this sign, mind you, really, really well, but wanted it pretty bad. If you've ever seen another IH irrigation engine sign, shoot me an email or message me on social media, because I'd love to see your photos of one. And this is double-sided. We think it hung in Hastings, Nebraska, but really, honestly, nobody can really give me too much information about it. Just a really cool sign that I've never seen before, and honestly love, because I love IH and we do irrigation still. And then I have that sign there came from an auction in Jewel well, that one I bought in Jewel, not in an auction, but this one did come from Jewel in an auction. It's a French-Canadian origin McCormick International sign, porcelain flange, pretty high dollar sign there. And I have one more sign from that auction of stuff that's in my garage. It's a big International 4x4 foot IH sign. But now we'll kind of get up into my personal collection. Actually, these whites are for sale. They're just up here out of the way. And I think there's a Versatile in a box back there that might be for sale. Can't really remember. But my personal stuff, in the back there's a case, 70 series that's got a car wiper motor, or some sort of electric wiper motor in it I have a little sled for that my daughter and I play with. Then I got a bunch of product miniatures, toys right here in a Monarch Plastics little case there. Those are all made of plastic, just cool old toys that are a little harder to get a hold of. Get a Super C plastic toy that's pretty rare and hard to find. This one my mother-in-law got me. It's a special edition gold mirror R62 Gleaner. I got an old, new in the box Gleaner there. It came from Blaine, Kansas, I think. Then a blue box International plow. If you know anything about IH, you know the blue boxes are expensive. Kind of coming over here. Gleaner N6, that's my personal toy. Just cool ass combine. 9700 white. Massey 760 out of a box, and then in a box, some IH tillage tools, Massey 1150 with a disc. Hard to find 1466 in the box there. IH or John Deere Snowmobile Cyclone. John Deere Swather 850. There's an 1105 that's in the original yellow box, an 850, and there's more back there behind. We're never gonna see all of it. 5488 in the box, just like mine out at the farm. And then Cub Cadet in the box. Massey 65, I think, is what's in that next box there, but it's a special edition for the International Quarter Scale Tractor Pulls, which I was a part of in college. And then here's a really, really rare one, and I know it is up on the website. It's a John Deere scraper that's new in the box with the bubble on it still. That's an expensive toy that's up on my website. If you really gotta have it, it's there. It's not gonna be cheap though. Just telling you. R62 that's actually going to a friend of mine. That one's sold in the box. R65 just like mine that I farm with. Another 860 in the yellow box like I farm with. Can't have too many of those. IH open front bubble circus box. And a 7060 Alice there that I picked up at Andrew's Garden in Kearney. Andrew's a friend of mine. Got, I think that's a 1466 that's customized with the planter. Got a 5020 I bought back at John Deere recently. L3 in the box. 2594 with a custom dozer. We can talk more about those customs with the dozers and loaders here in a minute. They're made by a local guy here that does really good work. G1000 Vista, and then I think that's a Massey 50. Yeah, that's kind of what's on the shelf. But we'll talk. I guess we got these guys here. Got a blue box 1066 back there, and then another pulling tractor with a RC plane motor in it. I picked that one up at an auction in Palisade, Nebraska. I think just a really cool, kind of cool. It was still in the original box. Then we'll talk about these couple guys here because they're kind of near and dear to my heart. I'll pull them down and set them here, and we can talk about them. But before I pull those down, we'll show you the last couple shelves here. I'm really big into these 1206s with the rigid wide front on them. They're just a really cool toy, and I have quite a few of them. I have one with a dozer on them, like those up there. Just hard to get a hold of, and I have hoarded a bunch of them away. Yeah, one of the few things I have duplicates of here. And then there's just some more good old toys on this shelf, mostly IH stuff, because, well, that's what I'm into. You know, IH, Gleaner, Case, Massey, that's kind of, if you haven't noticed, that's kind of what we're into around here. But I'm going to set those guys down now, finally, and we will talk about them. Okay, these guys here are really cool. They're just kind of old farm toys that I had customized by a local guy that does some 3D printing. His name's Steve Otter from New Amelo. Does some really good work 3D printing. Well, loaders and dozers is kind of what he does, but he's doing some implements now too and some 3-point attachments. But if the Otter name rings a bell, locally, Otter Manufacturing in Clayton, Kansas makes these Otter angle dozers, full-size ones, which you see in a lot of my videos and stuff. Those guys have been in business for a long time, started by their dad, making dozers for farm tractors and some skid steer dozers too. But one brother, Steve, is doing these. Frank and Greg make the big dozers. Steve is making the little ones, I guess, is the best way to put that. And these four here are tractors that I have around, and that's why I had them have been around in some time in my life, and had Steve replicate them for me. On the right, you'll recognize that is my lot tractor, my 970 case that I have on a lot I use to unload machinery. And actually, I bought that tractor from Frank, Greg, and Steve a few years ago. But that's my lot tractor. It's got the dual loader on it and the pallet forks, and yeah, I use that tractor all the time. And just kind of a cool custom I had Steve put together for me. You know, loader goes up and down as it should, and everything tips like it should, and the forks even, you know, flip around just like my big one. So, and then this one here's another cool little 3D printed custom Steve did. That one has an IH. It's a 140. I have a 140 out at the farm, and just like my 140, it has a 1000 IH loader on it. So, yeah, really kind of a cool rig, in my opinion. So, yeah, Steve does some crazy good work on these guys. This 2390 here is a copy of one my cousin Gerald had back when I was a kid. He had a 2390 with an Otter angle dozer on it, and that looks just like his. And you can take the spacer block out here and stand the loader back even, or put it back in and out straight. You know, it lifts up and down just like the real thing. And then finally, the 40 series John Deere here, and our 4640 on it the whole time. And when I was a kid, had a Otter dozer on it. And actually, the Otter dozer on ours came off of my great uncle's 1370 case. When the transmission went out, we robbed the dozer off of it and swapped it onto our John Deere 4640. That's how convertible the real dozers are. But those are all things I've had Steve make for me. I have one on a 1206 on one of those right there. And I have one on a 4020 that's the angle dozer. I wish I had one here. I'll look. Okay, I found more examples. We'll talk about this one then that Steve made. It's really cool. Excuse me. But this is actually an almost exact copy of my Grandpa Keith's 4020. His is like a 66 4020 synchro. Nothing special, but it has a ROPS, and it's always had an Otter A-frame round tube dozer on it. And that looks just just like the one on my grandpa's. So just one of those things Steve custom made for me. Doesn't really cost a lot, and I love to put them on more tractors as I have time. And then this is one I picked up at a toy show from Steve. It's just an M with a farmhand F25 loader on it. It's got the grapple, the loose hay grapple. It's got the hay fork with the push off on it there, and then just your normal snow bucket. But Steve's doing some really good high detail work. I know he was at my place recently and copied a aftermarket 3-point attachment for like an M, so we can put 3-point kits on tractors now. So, and hopefully he's gonna start working on some implements. But that's just some of the cool custom stuff around. I have more of these, you know, on other tractors around 1206 and Oliver with a loader on it and some other stuff like that. That's pretty much what's in here to look at. But I guess, guys, we'll go over this again. If you see something you like that's in the for sale part of this video, it's on territorialtrading.com. There is some literature up there as well, toys, memorabilia, some signs and things like that. I couldn't really show everything in here because it's kind of stacked in shelves, but did my best. So please go take a look. Everything is priced, including shipping, in the contiguous 48 states. If you're in Canada or something like that, I think it adds money for shipping because, well, it costs extra to get it there. I have shipped into Europe before too, and that can be done. Just might let me know ahead of time, and maybe we'll do that deal off the website, and I can send you an invoiced total. Yeah, so please go check my website out, territorialtrading.com. I'm on all the social medias as @TeamMontyIH. We're not dragging anything out of the weeds today, but we got some interesting stuff coming up. Hopefully, I've looked at a lot of machinery lately, and I'm working on deals there. So you guys have a good one. Stay tuned for the next one. Go drag something out of the weeds and get it running.